Hey, how, just wanted to thank everybody for showing up and your willingness to help me out and help others. This is going to go on YouTube, so I did get some people from around the world that appreciated that. They were going to check it out. It's like midnight in India, that kind of stuff. So there are people that are planning on checking it out. So hopefully we can help some people out. I kind of did some studying this week. Didn't quite get over my humps, but I did hit a lot of buttons and failed several times with the Ethercamp studio. I finally figured out where to find help with Cloud9. I think that's kind of leading into this study group today. Hopefully we can get some more people showing up. And one of the things me and Jim talked about a little bit earlier is we kind of launched a study group in Griff's Giveth Slack, part of the mini-me token and the contract for that. And I think full circle is, we should maybe look at not diverting at all from that project as much as we should maybe try creating something and use our study group to launch something. I know that the mini-me is for those that don't know, is a clonable contract, and how Giveth comes into that. It's a charitable charitable organization. And I think that's how they're using this and some of the features of the DAO and tokenization. So if anything, I just don't want to divert from that for the study group and go on a tangent as much as it would be kind of cool if we could bring it full circle in the study group and, kind of play around with that idea. What do you guys think?
I think that, although my interests are in a number of groups, the CoCloud, DiviDAO, and RChain communities, I think that the efforts of Giveth are very much in line with that, and I think we can work with those tools and apply them back to our other communities as well.
Good point. What do you think, Stu?
Yeah, I think that's a pretty well-rounded approach to kind of keep things Giveth related, since this is a Giveth study group. So yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Okay. Hopefully some more people show up. I did kick it out in some of the common Slacks, but hour changes around the world. Maybe people are tied up on Saturday working, who knows, but I guess it's just kind of an open study group. We have a clean slate today. What would you like to do, Stu? Me and Jim kind of kicked it around, but why don't we just kind of freestyle? Well, where should we start?
Yeah, I'm pretty open. Did you guys want to start a project and maybe start wireframing how we would go about building it?
Absolutely. One of the things prerequisite for me is just learning the IDE, and I tried out 4 of them plus like Ethercamp Studio this week, and I said it's kind of like skiing. It's like I don't want to hold up the group. If I fall down, just keep skiing, but if I ski with you guys, I'm going to get better. I don't want to bring you guys down to my level. So I think if we kind of run it as a program, I'm going to see how the IDE is working, and I can get in a couple of my questions, and if not, screen share or study up later on this week. So why don't we dive in wherever we may, and I'll pay attention.
I was thinking it might be worthwhile to try going through the Nexus Dev tutorial on upgrading on an upgradable token with Dapple and Dappsys. In that it uses the, it's an application of the token developed by Giveth. Do you think that would be a worthwhile exercise, Stu?
Yeah, absolutely. This is your screen here that we're looking at right now.
I'm sorry?
This is your screen that we're looking at here right
Yes.
now. Okay. Yeah. If you want to go forward, that's I'd find that helpful for sure.
Okay. I will just put the URL in the chat in case anybody needs it.
I threw a bunch of stuff. We talked about a little library for the study group. I just we didn't really figure out where to put it or lock down, but I'll throw a link as well with several different things for tutorials that I gathered up this week, and we can sort through that later.
Yeah, I saw that. Thanks a lot, Brent. That's very helpful.
Okay, well, this tutorial covers a lot of background, which I think is good stuff. I haven't read through the tutorial yet, but the idea was that we could Ether camp. Okay, we could try this on the live.ether.camp. What did I do? Spell that wrong? Why am I not getting to EtherCamp? I guess it doesn't have an I, huh? I am language challenged here. Okay, so we go to ether.camp without an I. And we get to live.ether.camp and we go into Ethereum Studio. And of course, it doesn't go in. First time, it goes in the second time because I wasn't logged in. Okay, it looks like I have a lot of messy stuff here in my workspace. If I go to a bash window down here, I can just remove all this stuff I have in here, right, Stu?
You know, I haven't actually used EtherCamp yet. I haven't had it. Hasn't worked for me quite yet.
Yeah. Well, this is Linux, so it should work. I guess I'm just afraid I'm going to move stuff. The nice thing about this is it has a built-in Ethereum sandbox, and it's real easy for newbies to come in here and start using a pretty reasonable system, which has oracleized the debugger, outlined and other stuff.
Is DiviCoin your project, Jim?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm one of the core team on that.
Okay. Is there a GitHub? Can you put that in the chat if possible?
There is a GitHub. There really isn't, much there. What's there is pretty much out of date.
Okay.
Almost all of our development has been on setting up the processes using legacy tools, and we haven't really done development on the coin yet. Well, we have, but I think we're going to change it now to use the mini-me tokens
Okay.
as opposed to what we were using before. If you search for Divi DAO on GitHub, I'm sure you'll find it. But
Yeah, I think Brent put up.
I don't think there's much. There's not much there worth looking at this point. Okay, so I removed that, and then I go back to here and copy these commands and paste them in here. Clipboard. By default, browser doesn't allow you to use native clipboard via menus. This means, okay. I could install the Cloud9 app here. I guess I don't know why I didn't see this before. I did use Cloud9 some time ago. I don't remember that issue. But in any case, I can type Control-V to paste, I think, to paste it in here. Yes, it did work. Paste it in there. So if I expand this window, I can see that it made the directory, it changed directory there, it did a git init, and
I didn't even know that was the dash screen. I thought that was just where it would run and you would see if there were errors. So I didn't know that was actually like the Linux terminal down there. So that's chalk one up for me for learning something today.
Okay, well, apparently I didn't follow the instructions. I missed a step. I didn't install Dapple. But I'll do it now.
Good call.
Control-V. Oops. Not in the box. Control-V.
This is like hot off the press from, they made some changes. They told everybody put on hold, and then this just came out this week, or just like a couple of days ago.
And this is taking some time. Getting some warnings. Warnings are okay.
Yeah, I've seen the warnings and I've seen the errors, and I got through the warnings. The errors deprecated this and that. Had a few challenges over the last couple of weeks, but
Holy mackerel, look at those dependencies. Okay, let's take a look. And we're getting a lot of stuff installed here.
yeah, it looks like it's really pulling these packages and all that. I mean, the last 6 months has just been amazing with how it's all coming together. Zandy, I think that's how you say it. I think he's like the lead developer for Dapple. He said like maybe in the future or next week or something, he might be interested coming in and talking a little bit about creating dApps and a little bit about Dapple. I don't really know the difference between Truffle and Dapple, although I think the lead developer from Truffle has worked with Dapple on this.
Yeah, that's something that would be good to know. Find out.
Yeah, I just
like
basically heard about Dapple in the last couple of days.
I'm sorry?
I said I've only really even heard about Dapple in the last few days from you guys on the subject.
Have you been using Truffle?
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be nice if we do a thing on Truffle one of these days too, so we can gain familiarity with that.
Yeah.
Now,
it's pretty straightforward and easy to use.
I'm sorry?
I said it's pretty straightforward and easy to use.
There may be some issues with Cloud9. I don't know why there could be. I mean, you basically have root on a Linux system here, so you should be able to do what you want to do. And it's free, you know, it's amazing. The only thing is that the free account only gets one workspace. So, you know, you can, of course, commit your stuff to GitHub and, you know, so that you can get it back later. Although I guess we'll have some setup steps. So it would be nice if we could figure out how to just, you know, set it up in a way. I guess with the have to figure out what the build system, how to use the build systems that are here to set up everything. Do what's ever necessary from scratch to get a workspace reloaded and run. I guess you just get.
I just added the dapphub.chat. I guess it's the login. You can get in with GitHub and Twitter or something probably. That is like Zandy's and their community's chat room where they're going over a lot of the tutorials and explaining exactly what Jim is doing right now, especially with their new launch. But I think that they have a concerted effort to help the Ethereum community spread dApps like rapid fire worldwide.
Did you tell them what and where we're doing?
I told them last night I could maybe drop a link again right now. I did last night. I'll do that and see if anybody wants to pop in and tell them what we're doing.
Yeah, and you know, because pretty soon we're going to be at a point where we could probably use some coaching to figure out what's what. Now, this is taking a significant amount of time here, building this whole thing. And it says deep namespace linking. Composability is nice. Okay, next, I guess we're going to get the DS token package. I presume that's a clone of the Mini-Me token. I wonder why these don't have a .git at the end. Submodule. I never used submodule before. Can you explain submodules to us, Stu?
No, to be honest with you, that's just, I'm pretty unfamiliar with them myself. Yeah, it's the first example of a submodule I've heard before.
Huh. So they're also on Gitter, or these modules are discussed in a ETH PM lobby on Gitter. So there's good resources listed here to get help, whatever. And it's still building. It's nice that it does all this work for us. So I don't even know what code this is written in. If we look at our tree now, well, no, it's not filled out yet. Filled out much any yet. There should be something there.
I heard that was maybe Rust language.
That could be Rust, yeah.
The version they had last week, they told everybody to just kind of hold off because it was going to build a lot easier. It sounds like they've been working hard at this. So hopefully it's a little easier. Jim, can you explain what deprecated means? That just means it doesn't jive with...
Well, APIs change, okay, and they get improved, and they get, they add more abstraction, and they find problems in using them, and so they implement new features that become redundant, so to speak, or work better than the original. And so they add a new feature, and then they deprecate the old one, which means that in the future, it will be removed and shouldn't be used. If it's deprecated, that means there's something newer to replace it.
Okay, thank you. I think I'm going to follow up with this study group and this tutorial and go back and just do it. I'm not doing it as we speak. I'd rather watch it now. How about you, Stu? Are you following along or are you watching?
Whoa. I had all those files open from my old workspace, which I closed. And update.
Yeah, I was running like the mini-me contract up top, and then I was trying to, I did the build, compile, debug, and run. And then I was getting an error message down in that bash screen as you described it. But I kept thinking I didn't realize that's how the bash worked down below. In fact, I had to take a lesson this week on bash.
Yeah, well, that can be another. I can certainly mentor a bash or coach in a bash seminar, although there's my knowledge of goes back 30 years or so. And there's some new things in Linux that I may not be aware of. And in fact, in the instructions here, I saw the tree command, which I think I have seen before, but it's not, it's a fairly new Linux command, which I wouldn't expect to find in an environment automatically. But apparently, well, we'll see if it's there. We'll try it. And I should be able to open another bash window here. Yeah. So I can take tree, huh? Tree command not found. Well, the normal Linux way to do that is ls-r. I will show the whole thing, I think. There's nothing in here. I don't know how that could be.
I learned the ls-a last night.
Yeah. The ls-a shows you the hidden files and all that. The dot is the current directory. The dot is the parent directory. The .c9 is a hidden file. If it starts with a dot in Linux, it's hidden. That's why if you just do ls without the -a, you don't get any files that begin with a dot.
I think there was also an ls-a.
Dash?
I think so.
I don't think, dash, I don't know what that does. Because dash introduces the options, -a, dash usually is an option by full name rather than just one letter. If there's one dash, it wants a letter, or a letter for each option. If there's two dashes, it wants an option name.
Okay.
Oh, how helpful. You can see that if I say --all, that works. But the -a is ambiguous.
Okay.
The all, author, almost all. A lot of options I never heard of. Like I said, Linux has evolved quite a bit. And I use mostly the things that I learned first and not really aware of what's new.
I was trying to learn bash, and even the instructions that I was following along with, just like you did tree, instructions show tree or the example they used, and then it would never take. And I'm like, how can it be there's a I got to research within research. It would never take the commands that I was giving, and that was confusing to me. That's another story.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you just install it. But normally it would tell you if you could just install it. If it's Ubuntu, I don't know what it is. How do I find out what Linux we're running here? Uname -a. Oh, that works. Unix name -all. We're running Ubuntu Linux. So if I do an app install tree, do I get anything?
There you go.
Now we have tree, but there's nothing there.
Huh.
Let's go back to the instructions. We just built a whole bunch of stuff. Check the contents of your workspace. You'll see Dapple created a file structure that looks like this.
That's what it looked like to me.
We didn't get them.
Oh.
So let's see if we can find it. Where would it put it? Okay, there's nothing here but the Dapple tutorial. Let's see if it's somewhere. We can find in / the root the name. Whoa! I could have sworn I just copied the name. And I just copied the name to that file. Try it once again. That file, got it this time. Okay, this searches the whole file system for a file that's supposed to be there to see if we can find it.
Is there a reason why you put a space after the /?
They're separate arguments. The / is the directory where I'm looking. / is the root directory of the system.
Thank you.
Okay, we got a bunch of DAP files here. But they're in the node modules file. There's no files in our workspace. So let's go back and look to see if we had errors.
I saw just the warnings, but I don't got the best eyes. But
okay, well, this is where we installed tree. So this is the end of our listing here. Oh, we did a uname. So this just ended here. Done the install. I think maybe we missed a step again. Okay, we were supposed to have done these steps. let's go back, and I'm going to look at the history, and I'm going to pipe that into tail-10, which will give us the last 10 commands we typed. Get a knit, Dapple and knit. Install Dapple, apt install tree. Okay. We installed Dapple. I think we have to do the Dapple and knit again, right? Because it didn't work because we didn't have Dapple installed.
Okay.
So
I was looking for that MKR, but
so we go back up. This command failed because there was no Dapple, so we had to install Dapple. Now we go back and the Dapple and knit should work. Whoops. What happened?
this is a good tutorial, Jim. It will help it'll help other people that are trying to do it once the video is done. It's just another way somebody can learn as opposed to just the instructions, you know.
Yeah. Any clues, Stu? We got an error. Okay, an unexpected token. And
Stu might have dropped out. I don't know if he's still here.
DS. So we have a state.js file in line 31. It got an error on this. So we copy this. And copy may not work. I don't know. Control C. I have to install the extension or whatever to get copy and paste to work normally, which I haven't done. And in the chat here, we have the Dapp Hub chat. And we'll allow notifications. And we'll sign on with GitHub.
How did you find that in there? It was just in the code somewhere?
No, this is the link you put in.
Oh, okay.
The chat. You don't see the chat window on my screen? It's a Zoom window. I'm moving it around. No, you don't see it.
Well, I'm not seeing the chat room. I'm seeing the Dapp chat.
Right. Authorize application for using my GitHub login. Username Jim Scarver. Use this username. Okay, it looks like I am in. What am I in here? RocketChat. It looks like.
It is RocketChat.
And I guess I go in. Do I go in? I guess I go in the general channel.
Both of them are pretty active in terms of specifically, like you can see, I just posted that. I try to leave the developers alone the most I can. I'll see what's going on in that dev room real quick. Oh, you're there too.
You put a lot of extra stuff here on the URL.
Who, me?
Yeah. Yeah. The password equals status equals success.
Is that a problem, or can they
I think it'll work anyway.
What's that?
I think it'll work anyway. But
I thought they.
it just needs the Zoom room. That's the URL there. I'll put it in again just for the hell of it.
All right.
This is funny. I don't have the edit capability here. Looks like Dennis is going to help us.
Cool.
He's typing anyway.
No, I think they built a pretty cool project, and I think that they definitely want people to use it. So, which version of Node.js are you using?
Well, if I type node -- version, I might get the version.
I've ran into that too, the latest version and where I got it off of the website, and battled NVM and NPM, and kind of goes back to the instruction with the Truffle, but how long ago did you install that Node.js, Jim? You know?
Interesting thing. I probably should have done an update on this workspace.
That seems to be, as I recall, that's been an issue for some people, is they've needed the latest version, and I think that goes back to what I saw on Truffle. It would probably be the same. I don't know if it's like on 4.65, or we'll find out.
Yeah, it's always a good idea to run an update. Oh, did it actually even update anything?
Stu said, sorry guys, I'm having some issues, so I'll have to excuse myself and try to sort them out. He had to drop out. What do you apologize? Node.js.
That's been a problem in a number of things I've been building, is that stuff depends on, I guess, fairly new versions of Node.
Yeah, I've ran into that, and then I've had to go to like NPM, or I think that's kind of where I just go into GitHub, and then I went in some IRC trying to get some help with it, just because it was another research within a research, and somebody told me to try NVM, and then they were kind of less than helpful at that point, and I says, well, fine, I'll just go back to NPM. NPM GitHub. But that was the issue for the Truffle deal, is people, like I needed to get the latest version of that. And then I made it through my errors and got Truffle set up. I didn't know what to do with it.
I wish somebody can explain this error to us. We would learn something. I'm going to put the video, I'm going to go on pause here.
Okay.
Okay, Dennis says, upgrade Node.js.
Gap.
Okay, well, we'll try his recommendation here.
I think
Upgrade,
he's on with something.
upgrade Node.js.
Let's see here.
Upgrade your Node.js with NPM. Now, why do they have a link here?
Yeah, I'm seeing V 6.9.5 LTS recommended for most users. V 7.5.0 is the current. For Linux 64. It's always something, isn't there? I had to go through an uninstall, and then I had to reinstall. That was me.
Well, let's try the latest stable version first. Apparently, we can switch pretty easily. There's this utility N that lets us select the version. I think I can't paste here. Control D. Now, for the purposes of video, I would like to make this the type bigger here when I use this terminal.
Yeah, it's pretty fine print for me.
Let me see if I have options here. What's this? Oh, that's my tabs. Workspace, I have some options here.
I've seen font somewhere.
I have some options here.
Tools, maybe?
User interface.
I think I hit every button trying to...
Terminal here. Ah, font size. That's bigger.
Hey.
So this was the gear in the top right-hand corner here. And I'll leave the preferences tab open, I guess. We'll look at this. And okay, now we're going to set the stable. Oops. Why did that go little? I guess it didn't click in the box. You have to always click in the window in order to activate it.
All right, that is bigger. I can read it now.
Yeah, we can make it any size we want. This is good.
Okay, so you got the 7.4. You went right to the brand new one, it sounds like, huh?
Yeah, this is the latest stable version.
Okay.
And stable. We don't need the sudo because we're already root, but it won't hurt. I just copied and pasted it with the sudo. If you're doing it from a user account, not root, then you need the sudo. Okay, so n's installed, and now we can switch. We can easily switch versions. We just say n and say give the version we want, and we got it. It's really cool. That really makes things easy. Where were you? Dapple and knit. Let's see if it works now. Oops, you got further. Got a lot further. Cannot find module. X.hr. That's interesting. So whenever you get an error message, you just look for it. Oh, it didn't copy. Control C. I have to hit Control C. So we search for that error message.
Seems like I saw something about that module. There's been other people trying to install this like the last couple of days. They've been running into some issues as well, and a lot of questions have been going up. And let's see some here. Let me go back over to that dev and see what it says.
Well, let's just try npm install XHR.
You know,
That
I'm
worked.
yeah, okay.
That worked. Okay, let's try, see how far we get this time. Oops, still can't find model HR.
Would you need to install the Rust for any reason?
Install what?
The Rust installation for any reason?
I don't think so. You know, it built it successfully built the system.
Okay.
So I might need Rust later. Actually, we'll find out. So we installed HR. But it still didn't find it, and I think we need a maybe something like a node init or something. No, it's running node. I mean, if I'm running node, it shouldn't matter. I just thought maybe something I needed to for node to recognize that I did install a XHR. Today, but it still can't find it.
Surprised we didn't get a couple more people jumping in here. I put that link out, but one of those days.
Let's we can go back to the
Yeah.
hello. And get to the bottom of this. Back to Dapple init. Okay. I'll show one more line. What the hell? Control C.
Where you at? Let's see.
Okay, so what node version are we at again? Same one.
4.61.
What happened?
I was just thinking that in my head. What version is the new one?
Oops.
I had to do some chown thing and get rid of it and reinstall.
and stable.
I'm over here in the background. I'm going to check something out. There we go.
And stable. I mean, that's what I executed before. Did it not work before? Could have sworn it worked. Now, why did the sudo end stable work, whereas the end stable gave me an error? Okay, I'm going to stop recording for now and see if we can get this resolved. Okay, well, I stopped recording there. We had an issue where we used the end command to put the version in there, and we didn't have the version. And it turns out that the environment's different under sudo, which is set super user or set user do the command. We have 695 in there. But if I don't do a sudo, we have a different version of Node. We have 4.6.1. So I'm going to do a sudo su, which should put me into super user mode all the time, which I was in anyway. I was root, but I have a different environment now. So if I do a node-v now, it gives me the 6.9 version instead of the 4.61. So now I go back and I want to run what command again? The Dapple init.
Dapple init is where I think we were at.
And it still can't find the HR module. So I'm going to try again in this mode. Oh, interesting. I see what I did. It looks like the sudo command hurt me. That changed my environment.
Sudo su or just sudo in general?
Somehow the sudo screwed me up.
I always have to do sudo apt get install.
Okay, I already did this. Now what's it doing? Really thinking about this. Maybe I should pause the recording again. Okay. And the other command where I did a sudo was with N, but N was working. And just for the heck of it, I'll do it again. So apparently it's dangerous to use sudo when you're in Ethercamp Cloud 9 for some reason. It somehow gives you a different environment. Okay, and the final thing I did with sudo here was
So that's specific to you being in Cloud 9 versus your own system then, huh? That's weird.
using -F. Sure know what you hope you know what you're doing. Well, they told us to do that. Of course, that was the last. We're doing things in the wrong order here, so.
It's okay, I do that all the time. I got I learned.
Okay. Where's the Dapple? We got further.
Good. We spent 2 hours on that process.
Oh, CLI color now didn't work. I wonder why. I mean, we installed it.
Is that the throw error that you're seeing?
Do I need to clean the cache? Maybe I shouldn't use the -F error.
Are you indicating you're getting an error because of that 471 error?
Yeah. Okay, it says it cannot find the module CLI color. And I can't seem to make it find that. Before, several times it couldn't find the module XHR, and then all of a sudden it found it again. Just for the heck of it, let's see what happens if I do a sudo. Same thing. Bizarre. Are we recording? Yes. Pause. Okay, Dennis here at the Dapp chat has said, have you uninstalled and reinstalled Dapple? When we were on pause, we did that. And it successfully installed here. So I'm going to try the Dapple in it one more time. And if it doesn't work this time, we'll continue this the next session after we discover the issue.
I'm crossing my fingers. Now, what are you going to go to, like a local host or something?
We have the problem. Okay. Same problem, CLI color installed. We're going to go back here and we'll say reinstalled Dapple. And because we upgraded Node, we reinstalled Dapple. But same error.
See, I don't feel so bad now because when I was trying this out a week ago, before this release or whatever, it kept running into 471, and I thought it was me being stupid. But after everything, we're getting the same thing, so it kind of sets me at ease a little bit. I mean, literally trying to follow the instructions to a T, and I still got that.
Yeah. Well, to be continued. We'll post this and I guess the chat contents on the Divvy Dow channel in YouTube, and see if we can complete the Dapple tutorial another time. It looks like the features of EtherCamp and Dapple somewhat overlap, and it may make more sense to install Dapple on your home machine or on another, using another system. It's just that the Cloud9 interface that is provided by EtherCamp is nice, and if we generate some contracts, we can run them with EtherCamp in our sandbox, which I guess would be a benefit. Is there anything you want to say before we stop for the day?
Yeah, I will go circle back and get that video from the Divvy Dow YouTube channel, and we'll kick that out to the DappleHub.chat and just kind of see if maybe they can fast forward all the way to the very end or watch the whole thing in its entirety if they want. But ultimately, I think they'd be willing to follow up and help demonstrate it and help us get us over this curve, or at least midweek come back and come up with a solution of what we need to do, or at least we can put it in their court and see what they say.
Right. This is have to be clear. This is part one of the Dapple install.
Part one it is.
All right. Thanks. We'll end the recording now. I guess we lost our audience, so Stu.
We had some tech difficulties, and Jim, I certainly appreciate your due diligence of going all the way through. It was a good learning curve for me on Linux in general, and some of the other stuff I paid attention to. Now I think it's a matter of coming up with solutions. So. Yeah.
Well, and I'm, getting my my sea legs back, and the stuff that we on using the NPM and things myself. So it's useful time spent. Thanks. Take care, and see you next time.